Greetings, everyone. This is Pastor Stacy Thomas, and welcome to the RunDown, where I give a brief overview of what we've been learning here at Kingdom Life International. This past Sunday, Bishop Abbott started a new series called Faith Around and Find Out, based on the book of Esther. And while focusing on Esther chapter 1, we were brought the lesson to know your value. Just off the bat, I want you to make a note somewhere that you need to read the book of Esther throughout this month to understand and to keep up with all the lessons. Now, in Esther chapter 1, we are introduced to the historical figure of King Xerxes. In the third year of his reign, we see him throw what I would call or consider a 6-month-long rager of a party. Imagine being so wealthy or having so much that you can afford to throw a party for 6 months or half the year at a time and not worry about your resources or even your money running out. From this message, we took the opportunity to highlight and learn from King Xerxes' decisions. The first thing I want you to know is excess without purpose is simply waste. Excess without purpose is waste. Waste is any action or step in the process that does not add value to you. You need to evaluate whether or not something is adding value to you or your life. In other words, you must stay sober, be sober-minded, and even disciplined, because your decisions affect more than just you, especially if you are in any kind of leadership position or role. This includes having people around you who are also grounded, meaning they are going to help you and not hinder you. Apostle said it like this: we need people who we are accountable to, but will also help us stay accountable. We have to be accountable for all that we do. It is about being responsible for fulfilling one's duties or obligations. There are several benefits of accountability that we learned on Sunday, but I'm only going to list 3. So if you need more context or you want the rest of these benefits, go back and watch the Sunday celebration service. The first one I'm going to highlight is integrity. And integrity will lead you to be more transparent and honest. The second thing is maturity. And maturity helps you to grow and move forward. 3, the last one, is wise choices. Accountability helps you to make wise choices because there's someone there to make sure you don't make erratic decisions so that you can't lie down the line or have any excuses if things go bad, okay? Though these are the virtues that we extrapolated after examining King Xerxes' bad decisions, it can be stated that Queen Vashti, being sober-minded, stuck to her own values. Remember, you need to read the book of Esther, but for context, King Xerxes called for his queen basically to show herself off while wearing the crown in front of his drunk nobles and men. We got to remember one other thing. Queen Vashti was a beautiful woman. Now, she refused to do this request made by the king. She didn't see her value based on what she can do for the king or her performance for the king, but her value intrinsically was based on who she was to the king. I'll say that again. Her value was based on who she was to the king. Xerxes eventually realized her value because in chapter 2, we learn that he began to think about her once his anger subsided, or what I would say, once he became sober-minded. 3 final things to remember after briefly reading about Queen Vashti is you have to respect yourself. A part of respecting yourself involves loving yourself and not wasting your energy on those who wish to misuse you. The second thing is to know your value. We have to know the value that God has placed on each of us. And may I add, that you have to also know and keep your personal values and morals that are rooted in Jesus Christ. Thirdly and finally, know when your time is up. You don't want to be stuck in a place where you aren't wanted. All right? You don't want to be stuck in a place where you're no longer needed or wanted by those who you thought were close to you or those who might have just been misusing you. All right? That's all I have for you on this episode of the Rundown. Don't forget to like this video, comment what you got out of the lesson, and subscribe to the channels. And don't forget